A woman with a gun at Disney World blames her 6-year-old. Someone questioned a driver's penis size, so he pulled out a gun. A woman robbed a store after being denied a refund, and a principal was fired for a second time for his controversial Holocaust comments. These are the weird stories for Friday, and they're all from Florida. That means they're wonderful. They're weird. They're all from Florida. They have to be tremendous, tremendously weird and degenerate, exactly like the state of Florida. I love Fridays, don't you? This is Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian, and the only daily weird news podcast that does Florida Friday. Let's do it!
Those bizarre stories you hear about all the time that seem to only happen here in Florida. I know, right?
Can't make this stuff up. It is just one of the many wacky news stories out of Florida.
Why does the Sunshine State consistently produce such strange news?
But what accounts for all this bizarre news? Is it the weather? Is it the people?
Florida is full of the crazy stories.
Woman with a gun at Disney World blamed her 6-year-old for possession. A woman named Marcia was found in possession of a loaded gun by the entrance to Disney's Magic Kingdom in Florida. Marcia blamed her 6-year-old son for the gun. Marcia, of course, had to bring a gun to Disney because that seems to be the trend these days. I covered a story a few weeks ago about a father who brought 3 or 4 guns to Disney to protect his family, because those pirates are so damn dangerous. And have you been to a small world? I wouldn't walk in there without a piece. You out of your mind? Marcia left this bag of guns, or a gun, suspiciously behind a plant by the entrance, because that's where you want to put your guns when you're entering Disney. You leave them by the plant. There's actually a sign there. I don't know if you guys noticed it. It says, drop off your weapons right here, and you can feel free to leave 9mm, machine guns, an RPG, a medieval sword of some sort, anything, any weapon that you have, just leave it in there. Don't bring it into Disney. Leave it by the plant. Everybody knows that. After the park security was alerted by some workers about this bag, they investigated and found a 9mm loaded gun with 10 bullets in it. As they were looking into the purse, Marcia noticed and walked over, claiming the bag. When asked about the 9mm gun, she said that her 6-year-old son was supposed to be watching the gun. And she was unsure why he left the purse there in the first place. He's supposed to be holding on to it. It's supposed to be on his person, in his clutches at all times. He always holds my 9mm. He's really good with it. Very secure. I always feel safe when my 6-year-old has my gun on him. I'm sorry, officers. I told him, whatever you do, don't take your eyes off it. He's supposed to just bring it into Disney. I don't know what he's doing putting it next to a plant. I mean, this was not the plan. We went over it in the car. And he's usually very reliable, as I say. And by the way, not just with my 9mm. He's great with my knife. I've left him with a Glock before. He knows what to do. He holds on to it. He doesn't shoot it off. He doesn't waste my bullets. I mean, well, there was that one time that he shot at the crossing guard. But other than that, he doesn't waste my bullets. A report says the woman claims she was in the process of getting her brother to take the gun back to their vehicle. Yeah. Marcia says, no worries. My brother was going to take the gun back to the car. We weren't going to bring it into Disney. We didn't mean to leave it by the plant. I mean, everybody just acts like this is all okay. Guns. No problem. Marcia was arrested by the Orange County Police and is now banned from Disney World. Oh, what a shame. The poor kid, too, the 6-year-old. He just wants to go and ride some rides. Instead, he's been given the task of guarding a purse with a 9mm in it. This kid doesn't have a chance, man. Oh, my poor Florida children. Someone questioned a Florida man's penis size, so he took out his gun, police say. A driver in the Florida Keys was jailed after the police say he threatened a man with a handgun while inside his Jeep. What was the reason he took out a gun? Well, someone questioned the size of the driver's penis. Why did they question his penis? Well, the driver revved his Jeep's engine, according to the police report. The driver claims he was told by a man, "You must have a small ding-a-ling." Dustin Allen Coons, age 21, who was listed in the police report as a student, was arrested on felony charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Why? Someone told him, "You got a small ding-a-ling." He was carrying a concealed weapon to protect his manhood, and he was dealing in stolen property, apparently. What was the Jeep stolen? Was the gun stolen? He was arrested on a misdemeanor charge of driving without a valid driver's license as well. I mean, this guy's got more problems than just a small dang-a-lang. I'm not assuming that he does have a small D, but he's awfully defensive. It just makes me wonder, does he? Does he? You're acting way over the top, Dustin Allens Coons, age 21, driving without a valid driver's license and having a concealed weapon and dealing in some stolen property. We haven't got to the bottom of this yet. Toby Keaton of Coral Springs told the police that he was in his vehicle in front of Coons' Jeep when he heard Coons racing his engine. Vroom, vroom. Keaton said he got out and approached Coons and asked him why he was doing it. Well, this was your first mistake, Toby Keaton of Coral Springs, Florida. You don't get out of your car and walk up to another vehicle and ask him why he's revving his engine. Not in the state of Florida. Are you out of your mind? You know these people have guns. You know, concealed weapons, stolen property. You know they're driving without a license. They'll run you right over. They don't care. It's Florida. So I'm going to say right now, Toby Keaton of Coral Springs, dumb move. Should have stayed in your car the whole time. Well, in response to Toby's approach to the vehicle, Coons began swearing at Keaton and then pulled a 9mm Smith & Wesson handgun. Coons held the gun sideways while pointing it in his direction. Wow, they got very, very specific. He held it sideways. There's no video of this. We're just giving you all the details. I flashed a gun at him, so I was protecting myself, Coons told the police. I mean, you think you're protecting yourself, sir, but I don't see any reason so far in this story why you needed to take out your gun. Keaton said he was in fear of his life. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. He pulled a gun on him, so he's in fear of his life. Why is Coons afraid of his life? I don't know. Coons told the police he had bought the gun on the, quote, the street, but added he had never done anything stupid with it before. Okay. Well, that's your defense. Hey, look I bought it on the street, but I never did anything stupid with it before, okay? I've pointed it sideways at a couple of people, all right? One of them was a pirate on the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney. I was told I could take my gun there, so it's not a big deal. I never fired it, okay? And, you know, I took it with me to a water park as well. I blasted it on the lazy river. But, you know, I was drunk that day, you know. In my defense, I've never really done anything stupid with it before, though, although I did get it in the street. And to be honest with you, officers, I don't think I was being stupid with it today, all right? I really felt that my manhood was insulted and that I should defend myself. Everybody knows I got a wonderful ding-a-ling, okay? So who is this Toby Keith from Coral Springs to come up to my Jeep and tell me that I don't? All right? I think my gun was used properly in this instance, although it's really not my gun. A Florida woman robs a store after being denied a refund. A 34-year-old lady is facing multiple charges after she robbed a store that denied her a refund. Orange City Police Department was alerted to a hold-up alarm. Alarm. There's so many AR words in here. The alarm was triggered at a Spectrum store off of Enterprise Road. What is a Spectrum store? Is that the internet store? I'm wondering. Officers arrived and met with employees of the Spectrum store who claimed that a woman entered their store with a long metal object. What could that be? A crowbar? Perhaps a medieval saber of some sort? Maybe one of those jousting poles. She took this long metal object, though. They don't say what it is. And then pried the registers open. Oh, I'm going to say crowbar. Or as we say in Boston, crowbar. Dude, you got a wicked big crowbar. You better tell me my crowbar is big or I'll take out my gun and point it sideways at your face. She pried the registers open and took the money before walking out of the store. She took cash? That was her refund? According to the report, one employee told police that the woman, who was later identified as Dahiana Sarati, came into the store with a mail and asked for a refund. Oh, well, that's reasonable. I've gone in many stores and asked for refunds. Now, normally, I don't walk into the store with a long crowbar when I'm asking for a refund. I don't anticipate not being given a refund. I'm going to guess that she really wasn't owed a refund, and that's why she brought a long metal object with her at the time. She asked for a payment that she was not credited for, it says here, but the employee denied her the refund, citing their policy. The report does not state anything more about what kind of payment or refund she may or may not have been owed. My guess is she wasn't owed a damn thing. She brought a long metal object, probably a crowbar, into the store to ask for a refund. Red flags go up there. The report then states Cerati came back again and spoke to another employee about a refund. Oh, maybe she didn't have the crowbar the first time she went in. She came back with it. Once again, she was not refunded. Oh boy, look at this. No, I'm wrong again. She came back a third time. Oh boy. Employees watched as she walked in with oh, it does say a crowbar. Look, we're all learning on the spot. Ooh, the details are emerging. It's quoted as a long crowbar-looking object. What is it, a crowbar or not? It says a crowbar-looking object. There's only one thing that looks like a crowbar, you dummies. It's a crowbar. Who wrote this? Cerati began asking where her money was with the crowbar. And that's when Cerati walked behind the counter and began to pry open the very first register she came in contact with, which contained no money. But she was undaunted. Cerati really wanted her refund. She felt justified to pry open a second register. She took the money that was inside that damn thing and then walked out before leaving in what employees described as a blue van. Employees were also able to obtain a photo of the license plate. She didn't really think this through except for the crowbar part. And it took her 3 times to get that right. Not to be outdone with her earlier stupid misdeeds, Cerati was found at her home that's listed to her later that day. Law enforcement arrived and subsequently arrested her, who was identified by one of the employees of the store. She was charged with robbery with a weapon, criminal mischief, and carrying a wicked crowbar. No, that's not really a crime. I mean, I don't think you can bring them into spectrums, though. I still don't know what a spectrum is. Anyone want to tell me? I mean, all I seem to know about the spectrum place is that they have a very strict refund policy. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man.
Yay!
A Florida school principal is fired again for his controversial Holocaust comments. The school board in Palm Beach County voted unanimously to overturn its decision to rehire a former high school principal in the midst of a Holocaust controversy. Oh, so after his first Holocaust comment, you decided to hire him back, and now you're changing his mind after he made yet another controversial Holocaust comment. Who is this person? Dr. William Latson was fired last year after an investigation into controversial comments that he made to a parent about the Holocaust. When I wrote to a parent in 2018 that as a school district employee I could not state that the Holocaust was a historical fact, I was wrong. I apologized at the time to the Palm Beach County community, the school board and the school administrators, the teachers of Palm Beach County, the parents, the students, the Jewish community, and everyone offended by my mistake. I am not a Holocaust denier. I have never been a Holocaust denier. I am sorry that my comment caused people to think that. What, you mean your comment that you could not state the Holocaust was a fact? You are surprised? I actually think you are technically a Holocaust denier if you say the Holocaust was not a historical fact, Mr. Latson. And I hope that was a good impression of him. And yet after all of that, the stupid school board voted 4-3 to reinstate him within the school district after a judge convinced them that firing Latson would be too harsh. Too harsh? So he should be able to continue to spread his pseudo-science, his pseudo-history. Hey guys, have you taken that class, that history class with Latson? Man, it's very strange. Apparently, in his world, Hitler was a very successful painter, and the Holocaust never even happened. It's very weird. He's got some digital photos of Hitler's paintings that apparently are amazing. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. I think he's in love with Hitler, to be honest with me. Be honest with me? Don't you mean honest with you? Yes, I do. Sorry. Check this out. After they voted 4-3 to reinstate him, there was weeks of outrage from the community, which prompted the school board members to vote 7-0 in favor of firing Latson. Good. I'm glad the community stepped up and said, you know what? We're not going to let this dimwit teach history to our children. We want our children to know the truth. We don't want our children dressing up as Hitler for Halloween because Latson suggested it. No, no. In our world, the Holocaust happened and Hitler is not okay. According to a school district spokesperson, Latson will return to suspended without pay status pending final action of the school board. On November 10th, that's when a modified order by the board to terminate Latson will be entered. I love how they have to jump through all these hoops to fire a freaking moron. Like, this is how messed up administration is. This is why I can't stand the way government works. It's so damn slow. It's like moving a battleship with a goddamn oar. Really? Nothing gets done. How much paperwork to fire a dude who told the kids that the Holocaust never happened? You shouldn't need any paperwork at all. You should be able to walk into the classroom, grab the guy by the collar, and kick him out on his keister. I'm sorry. It should happen that way. And there should be no apologies about that kind of removal. This guy shouldn't be in front of children. He shouldn't be spreading his philosophies. He shouldn't be downloading his software onto the hard drives of these children in that class, which is probably overcrowded as it is. But again, as I've said many times, Florida, I mean, it's just so difficult to find teachers that aren't complete criminals. It's got to be. How many DUIs can you have and still be a teacher in Florida? Is it 7? Is it 8? Can you actually come to your job completely wasted and on Molly at a Florida school and only get suspended for a day? That's what I'm wondering. Let's do an experiment, guys. Let's see if this works. I'm going to get all hopped up on the mescaline and then go be a substitute teacher and see how long I last. It's Florida. They're just going to be like, you know what? Why don't you go walk it off? We'll see you in the 4th period, buddy. And on that note, yay! Hey, guys, it's Friday, and we're still counting votes. We're doing it. We're doing it over here, guys. I don't know what's going on, okay? I'm just trying to record a weird news podcast, okay? I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the world. I'm inside a closet, you know, and just living in my own little world. You know how that is? You know, highly caffeinated. Maybe I smoked something. You don't know. You can only guess. You can only guess, guys, right? I'm sure you're guessing. Hey, look, I want to lead you into the weekend the right way. So, you know, I got to do what I got to do, okay? I don't know if you're listening to this on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday morning, but I hope you're about to have a great weekend, or you're having a great weekend, or you had a great weekend. Either one. Either one. Regardless of what the election outcome was, I hope you had a great damn weekend, okay? I hope you're living your life and you're safe. You're with loved ones. You're wearing a mask if you're going to be around strangers, that kind of thing. Is your gym open? I don't even know. We have no gyms open in LA County. I haven't sniffed a gym in months. And let me tell you, I feel out of shape about it. I mean, I'm not pleased with it at all. I just want to lift some heavy things and then put them down again. What the hell? I'm out of my mind, clearly. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Florida Friday. Thank you for sending me articles, those of you who did, or as we say in Boston, articles. Thanks for sending me some Florida articles. It was wicked helpful, wicked pissa. Yeah, always helpful, the Florida stories that you send me, and they're always very good, very good. The problem is always there are too many of them, and so I have to filter. There's a lot of filtering going on here. Yes. What else? Oh, follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see what I'm doing this weekend, at Funny Jones. What am I doing? Nothing exciting. There's, LA County's kind of shut down. There really isn't much to do. I have a friend that has a birthday, so I might go meet him for a cocktail and just say what's up and catch up. But other than that, yeah, not a whole hell of a lot. But you can follow me anyways. It's at Funny Jones. I don't bite. Email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. If you'd like to call the show because any of these stories resonated with you. 646-450-2012. I hope to hear from the angry Floridaman this weekend. That would be great. I'm sure angry Floridamans might be upset about the election, so I'd love to hear from the angry Floridaman about that. You listening, angry Floridaman? Call the show. You got my number. Don't be shy. What else? I got a Patreon, and if you enjoy Weird AF News and it's part of your life, maybe you want to give me a couple bucks a month. That's not asking for much, right? That's like $0.25 a week or some shit. Or maybe no, it's like 50 cents a week, right? I can't do math. That's why I'm recording a podcast in a closet. Did you think I was educated, brah? So yeah, the Patreon is one way to support the show. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews, all one word. You can also join the Patreon on my website, weirdafnews.com. That's a place you can also buy Jonesy a cup of coffee or donate to my PayPal. Hey, man, you can donate to the PayPal. Hey, shit. What's PayPal, huh? Come on, tell me what PayPal is. That's crazy. Digital currency? What is that, man? Come on. Yeah, you can send me something on PayPal. Or you could just tell, you know what you could do? You could tell a friend this weekend about Weird AF News. Why not that? Like my Australian man, Lucky, telling all the world. I don't know. I meant to ask Lucky about that. He just played the podcast over a loudspeaker at a bar or something. I still don't have the answers to this. I need to find out what's going on. I'm going to message him through the Patreon. Yeah, so I guess if you want to go the Lucky route, you can. Lucky was a guy I referred to in yesterday's outro who left me a lovely message. I guess you could just play Weird AF News on a loudspeaker in a bar or something to introduce them to it. That would be tremendous. I mean, that's going above and beyond. I was just like, hey, why don't you tell one friend that you meet with for coffee once a week? Be like, hey, I'm listening to this podcast. Check this guy out. He's supremely honest and tells it like it is. And we're starving for that. We're starving for that these days. We're starving for the honesty. But yeah, I guess you could just play it on a loudspeaker. I mean, do you happen to be a pilot in a plane? You could just get on the PA system and tell everybody, hey, this flight's going to be a while. It's a few hours. It's long enough to listen to the last 5 to 10 episodes of Weird AF News. Why don't you pull that up on your podcast player and give Jonesy a shot while we're flying at 40,000 feet? That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that's a pipe dream, right? Pipe dream? What a strange word. Is that because people smoke the pipe and have the dream? Is that what's going on? I got a lot of questions about that. Hope you have a nice weekend. I'm losing my mind. Bye-bye.
Jonesy, as a young Floridian in his early to mid-40s, I would like to tell you that I do not, under any circumstances, need a Canadian support animal. Now, just saying that out loud may be despicable, because I don't believe all Canadians are animals, but I am a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, and as far as I'm concerned, I lost my train of thought. Jonesy, never in my 44 years have I ever gone to the great state of Canada. In fact, Montreal, St. Catherine Street, and ever did I call anybody an emotionally supportive animal. Now, I may have thrown a glass ashtray across the bar. I may have not wanted to buy my beers in liters and I wanted to buy them in gallons. But nevertheless, they are not emotionally supportive animals. They are just hockey fans. And that being said, my friend, I don't know what else to say.